into Twitter. You can check on results at twitter.crewclassic.org. First race of the day, and if they're all this exciting, why, we're in for a couple of great days of racing. Next up will be the Women's Division 2-3 Club 4+ Preliminary, and we'll wait for starting assignments in that shortly.
Right, and Alan, these crews were racing for lanes. This was a preliminary race, and they will be racing in the final on Sunday. So the men's collegiate lightweight preliminary race completed, racing for the Secretary of the Navy Cup, and the final will be Sunday at 11 o'clock. For those of you who are watching from around the world, you can find that on live streaming at crewclassic.org.
Hey, Alan!
Who's hollering at me? What?
Hey, right here, right in front.
Down here.
And the reason we're beeping like that is because we're off balance. You're off balance. So how many times are you going to be up there for a while, or?
I'll be up there all day.
Okay, so you're fine with it what it is.
I guess.
Okay.
I don't feel anything wrong.
There's an auto balance button in the middle of all those. That's why you're going so slow. It's off balance. It'll go faster if you balance it.
Okay, well, that's kind of critical because if we have to take a potty break, you aren't going to be.
That's what we're talking about.
Okay, so what do I need to do?
Can you just push?
Let's go over here so I can. I'm sorry, we were trying to take care of a problem with the scissor lift. I didn't hear you. We're about ready to go with race number 2, and this would be the Women's D2 D3 Club 4+ Preliminary. That's 4 rowers and a coxswain. There are 6 entries in this particular race. Mike, I'm not hearing anything. I'm not hearing on campus here, no. Test.
Central Oklahoma, lane 2, UC San Diego, lane 3, Bates College, lane 4, UC Santa Barbara, lane 5, Portland State University, and in lane 6, UC Irvine. This is the 4+ coxswain situated in all 5 of these shells, lying down, or 6 shells, lying down in the bow of the boat. All are away cleanly. Early race leader in lane 2, UC San Diego. Of course, with just 4 people rowing, the times will be slower. The boat will be a little bit heavier, so it's important that you really have a strong finish as we just now pass the 250 meters into the race. At 250, it continues to be UC San Diego, your race leader, followed by Central Oklahoma in lane 1. Then outside to UC Irvine. They're in that 3rd spot, and quite a battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. A stroke check here.
Right, I want to go higher if you can.
Central Oklahoma has now taken the race lead in lane 1. They're rowing at 36 strokes per minute. Second spot now is owned by UC San Diego in lane 2, and then out to lane number 6. UC Irvine's in that third spot. Fourth position in lane 3, Bates College. The Bearcats having a firm grip on that position as we approach the 500-meter mark. 1/4 of the way done. Quite a battle now between lanes 1, University of Central Oklahoma, UC San Diego. Then it's outside to UC Irvine, and then Bates College, and then it's UC Santa Barbara, and in that 6th spot is Portland State. That's the call at 500 meters. Back to the tower.
Women's Division 2-3 club. This is 4 rowers and a coxswain. Coxswain in front of the crew and keeping an eye out on what's going on the far outside. And moving into the preliminary lead would be the University of California, Irvine. Let's check the lane assignments, however. Central Oklahoma in lane 1. University of California, San Diego, an early leader in lane 2 has now fallen back. Bates College out of Lewiston, Maine is in lane number 3. In lane 4, it is the California campus at Santa Barbara. In lane number 5, it is Portland. Lane number 6 is the University of California, Irvine.
For the crews in lane 1 and lane 2, University of Central Oklahoma and University of California, San Diego, this race has particular importance for NCAA seeding and a bid towards the national championships. Their team is based on how the Varsity 8 works and how the Varsity 4 races. So they will be watching very closely from the NCAA, and of course these crews have a lot on the line.
A brisk wind from actually across the course from the southeast, and so they will be experiencing that wind most of the way, and probably the cross under the Ingram Street Bridge where we have wind gusts, if the wind is coming from the west, will probably not be as challenging as it may have been in previous crew classics. In lane number 3, Bates College has borne out just a little bit, and that's going to make their race a little bit longer than the rest. On the far outside is University of California, Irvine at the 500-meter mark. They were called as the leader, but along the shoreline, it appears that the University of California, San Diego may be nose to nose with the crew on the far outside. Looks to be in about 3rd spot would be Bates College, and Santa Barbara and Portland are trailing in the middle of the race course. All the way on the outside, the University of California, Irvine is certainly not going away, but they look like they've tailed back a little bit, and the University of California, San Diego has regained the lead, and having to battle off the Central Oklahoma crew from Oklahoma City. They are in lane number 1.
Now, these tail conditions do make for a fast race, but when they come from the side like that, it makes the boats roll through the water. They kind of corkscrew through. So on the close-ups, you'll see that the rowers look a little bit grim because they never quite know where their boat's going to be when they get to the catch. It takes a lot of poise, and because it's coming from the far lanes, there really is no sheltered lane in these conditions.
Approaching 500 meters left to go in this race. This is event number 2 for the 40th annual San Diego Crew Classic. Women's Division 2-3 club, 4 rowers and coxswain, and the University of California, San Diego continues in that lead. They are in lane number 2, the second lane out from the shoreline. But Central Oklahoma is refusing to go away, and they continue stroke for stroke. University of California, San Diego kind of veered in towards the shoreline, and that may have given Central Oklahoma an opportunity to kick it up, but just as I said that, the portside crew or there caught a crab a little bit, and that slowed them down somewhat, and that gave the University of California San Diego some momentum to try to hold them off here in the final 250 meters of this race. The crews are spread out. The University of California San Diego on the lead. This is Central Oklahoma in second spot. All the way on the outside, the University of California Irvine. And then back to Bates College with Santa Barbara and Portland trailing. On the lead with their stern just ahead of the bow marker of Central Oklahoma is the University of California San Diego, rowing smoothly and comfortably here, and neither crew has really ratcheted up very much even in this final 250 meter charge. There's a lot of open water back now to UC Irvine. Irvine challenged just outside the 500 meter mark in this race and fell back, and they have not gotten back into it. Then comes Bates College, Santa Barbara, and Portland is trailing. Back to our finish line, University of California San Diego stroking across and will be the unofficial winner of this second event of today's activity. Along the shoreline, Central Oklahoma, and then although they have not finished as yet, University of California Irvine appears to be picking up that third position with Bates College, Santa Barbara, and Portland trailing.
Yes, and once again, this is a preliminary race. So these crews are racing for lanes for tomorrow's 8:40 final. So these crews will all be seeing each other again tomorrow morning at 8:40. So does that mean we're just off the grid?
Yeah, we're off somewhere.
So is the sort of stuff I'm saying useful?
Absolutely.
Yes, please.
Lane 5, Mills. Late to the line, warning. Coxswain, please acknowledge.
All the way down.
Mills, you have a warning for being late to the line. Coxswain, please acknowledge. Thank you.